Hey everybody, Jim here, and today I'm working on another one of these really keen DSK-6500s. They're so neat, they're so cheap and convenient, and because they run at 29.5 amps at the maximum heat output, they can be swapped right in for a tank water heater that's on a 30 amp circuit. At least I've done that, and it's worked out okay for me. But they do have one flaw. They come with this flow restrictor, and the face of the flow restrictor is flat, which means that as it's poking out the bottom over here, you can't put on your braided stainless steel hose with the 1/2 inch NPT connector. It doesn't quite fit, or it doesn't make a good seal. And it's been my experience that this just doesn't work. Well, I've decided that I've tried enough things. I'm going to try still yet another thing to give you an idea of what I've done in the past, and to show you what's going on with this. This is the shower head that comes with the device, and it threads on there quite nicely and makes a good seal. It does okay, but when I try, well, there it is. When I try to put on this keen brass fitting, no amount of pipe dope or tape will stop the leak, because the connector isn't quite perfectly NPT. Here you have the NPT connection, and it's a cone shape where the threads at this end are smaller than at the base, and inside the brass adapter it does the same. I've even tried putting in a rubber washer to see if it would sit down on this flow restrictor, but it doesn't. It screws on so far as it'll go, and it gets to about here and stops. So it's really not a good solution, no matter what. So what I've decided to do, oh, let me show you one more thing I tried. At one point I managed to pick up this PVC nipple that's 1/2 inch NPT at one end and 1/2 inch NPT male at the other end, and I put in a bunch of tape and pipe dope, and it kind of worked. But boy, you should never put PVC on a hot supply line. And as you can see, it leaked out a little bit, and I didn't notice that. It must have been really, really slow, because nobody ever complained. Nobody noticed it. So what I want to do today is try to drill out this hole and make it bigger, such that this connection can sit down better on it. Here it's kind of working, but in my experience in the past, it just has not worked. So let me try that. These blue drills from the big box store, they're really, really good. If anything, my complaint would be that they're just too fast. Let me see if I can get a nice slow speed. Yeah, it does okay. If you look in the bottom, sorry, before we move on too far, before I drill this out, you notice there's a lip. Let me see if I can get a better angle on that. There we go. So if you look down in there, you see a lip where some internal piece sits down on another internal piece. At least I think that's what's happening. This comes as one giant piece, and if you look down into the hole there, there's a little rubber baffle that restricts the flow of water once it gets past, I don't know, 1.25 gallons per minute. But yeah, it's actually pretty neat. Let me commence to drilling. Alright, so I've made the hole slightly larger, but I want to go another bit size bigger, another 1/8 inch at least. So let me try it. Let me get that lined up. This is tough because the the drill bit bites into the plastic and then tries to take off. So I'm going to have to work hard to keep this under control. Alright, that looks pretty good. I don't like that lip on there. Let me see if I have a bevel bit. I don't. Oh, I lost my bevel bit some months ago and haven't been able to find it. Well, let me just trim this off with a razor knife. That looks pretty good. I think that's about ready to go. Let me clean this up just a little more. Yeah. Alright, let me put this on the test rig. Oh, and another fun thing I considered before I put this back together was the fact that this brass connector inside is also traditional 1/2 inch NPT. And I thought, hey, in theory, if that's true, I should be able to connect up my stainless steel braided hose right to that. And it seems like it would work, but what I don't want for everyone to do is try to disassemble this and connect this on the inside. While it probably would work, it just doesn't seem very wise. Oh, and by the way, I've absolutely voided the warranty on this silly thing, and it's long out of warranty anyway. So, yeah, have a little courage when you feel like doing stuff like this. Something to think about when you're working on these is how fragile the inside of it is. Keep in mind, when you're torquing these braided stainless steel hoses on, that you don't really have to put them on so super tight that they'll never come off. You don't have to cut the washer inside. If you go to, and this is what I've learned and it's always worked for me, if you go to hand tight and then use your tools to go a quarter turn past hand tight, it's going to work out fine. Wow, that gets tight very quick. The rubber washer inside is very, very, very hard. Now, do you remember what I said about quarter turn past hand tight? These two connections are on hand tight right now. I'm just going to turn each one a quarter turn only. That's it. Always fun. I talked about this being the one problem that I have with these silly little devices. This hot out connection, the hot supply line, has that flat face on it that doesn't allow for the connector to seat properly. But the other problem I have is that these don't turn themselves on when the power goes out. When the power is restored, they're still just off. So I think what's the design of this, the manufacturer envisioned it being in the bathroom, ready for you to take a shower, because that's why it comes with the wand. But I just omit the wand and connect it up directly to my plumbing, and it seems to work out okay. Oh, I guess I could turn this on. Alright, so right now the water coming out of the ground in that pipe is 9 degrees. It's a little chilly for this Florida boy, but not that big of a deal. It does remember the temperature, and I appreciate that. 45 degrees Celsius, I'm sorry, 45 degrees Fahrenheit, or 113 degrees Celsius, gets you a nice hot shower, but without burning your children. Oh yeah, that heats up nice and quick. So we're at 45 degrees, and we've evacuated all the air, and it's tested. So this pipe is nice and toasty now, at least on the inside. On the outside, it's not that toasty. But I'm going to watch this connection, and this one too, for a half hour to see if there are any leaks. Because I feel like I may have solved the problem by drilling out that hole just a little bit. Let's find out. It's been an hour, and I'm feeling this hose connection, and it is dry as a bone. That widening of the hole was enough to cause the conical rubber washer inside this braided stainless hose connection to sit down tightly on that connector coming out of the hot supply side. And I'm going to declare victory. This is what I'm going to do from now on whenever I install one of these silly little tankless water heaters. They're so cheap. They used to be 50 bucks. You could get them sometimes for 40, and then it was 60, and now it's about $70, 70 and change for one of these on the big box store website that everybody buys their stuff on. The cold line is nice and dry too. I am so pleased that this worked. Well, I sure learned a lot making this video. I sure learned a lot making this video, and I hope you did too. Thanks so much for watching.